So obviously the vanishing point filter is all very well and good for manipulating a single plane in perspective at a time. But what if you have multiple planes going on? For example, this house right here has an awful lot of surfaces going on in it. Well, it turns out the vanishing point filter allows you to paint or edit along multiple planes as long as those planes are aligned with each other at 90-degree angles. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go up to the filter menu. I'm going to choose vanishing point. And notice that I already have a grid set up here. In fact, I have two perspective grids that are exactly aligned with each other at 90 degrees. Now, this may not look like 90 degrees, but it is in perspective. Bear that in mind. So this is a right angle. Now, how in the world did I go about doing that? Well, you know if you drag a side handle that you extend one of the planes, and I'll go ahead and extend this plane over to this wall edge right there. Well, did you know that if you press the Control key or the Command key on the Mac and drag from the side handle, that you drag out a new perspective grid that is aligned with the previous one at a right angle? So wonderful thing, obviously. You can also move each one of these guys that are exactly aligned with each other. You can extend them up to different levels as you see fit. The thing with this wall is it's very, very plain. What if I want to take this window and I want to duplicate it a few times to let a little more light into this garage? I'm going to duplicate that window using the marquee tool. So I'll go ahead and select the marquee tool for starters here. It's your one selection tool right now inside the vanishing point filter. And then I'll zoom in on the window a little bit. And now notice if I draw my rectangular marquee, I'm just creating a standard rectangle, but I'm creating it in perspective. Notice that. So in the case of this specific plane, the right and left edges are parallel, but the top and bottom edges are not. So we have a perspective flare going at this point. Now I'm going to go ahead and select tight around the window like so here. And notice if I move the marquee, notice what happens if I move this marquee around. It actually grows as it comes toward us and it shrinks as it drifts away. So very, very nice. Does exactly what you want it to do. Now, what do you do if you want to move or clone this item? Well, you'll notice toward the top of the dialog box that Photoshop is telling you how to use this tool. One of the great things about the newest functions throughout Creative Suite 2 is that they tell you how to use them. The features actually give you little hints as you move along, which is nice. So in my case, it says that I Alt-drag, or on the Mac, it would tell you to Option-drag in order to clone this item, in order to duplicate it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to Alt-drag this item. I'm also going to press the Shift key so that I am exactly aligning my movement. So I'm creating an exactly horizontal movement at this point. And now I'll let go of the mouse, and Photoshop goes ahead and creates a clone at this point in perspective, matching this wall. And if I want to do it again, I would just Shift-Alt-drag again. Now, what if I want to add a window to this side of the garage? Well, check this out. I'll go ahead and once again Shift-Alt-drag this window, and notice what happens as soon as I go around this corner, it actually bends this item onto the other perspective grid right here.